Good evening, and thank you for joining us tonight for our Village of Alsip board meeting. Today is May 2nd, 2022, and we'll call this meeting in order at 7:31 p.m. Can you call the roll, please?
Trustee Dalzell is absent. Trustee Juarez?
Here.
Trustee McGawhorn?
Here.
Trustee Murphy?
Here.
Trustee Navas-Barza?
Here.
Trustee Peretta?
Here.
Mayor Ryan?
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Please join us for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So, officer reports, starting with mine. Got a couple of notes here. One, I wanted to share with everybody, thanks to our village engineer and public works superintendent in my office. We're happy to announce that the Village of Alsip was approved for a $200,000 grant for the Safe Routes to School program, and we are going to do some, obviously the whole design is what it is. You have to actually have more sidewalk access for the kids to get to school. There are some neighborhoods that still lack sidewalks, and we've identified 115th and Laramie at the intersection, coming south to 117th on the east side of the street. It's going to turn left and go east on 117th to Hazel Green School. And then we'll also have a little bit of money left where we're going to go over and do 119th Place on the south side of the street near the skate park. And that will get kids to the junior high on that side of town, because right now there's no sidewalk for the kids actually to pass easily, I guess you would say, from that corner of town yet, too.
Just a correction, it's 115th and Leclerc.
I say Laramie? I meant Leclerc, sorry. So 115th and Leclerc is where it's going to take place. And Will, you were saying that we can do engineering this year, but construction is probably next year?
Correct. It's a federal process, so you have to go through a phase 1, phase 2, and then go on the IDOT letting. So it's about a year process for something like this, once we get the official letter from IDOT.
Okay.
So
sounds good. Well, thank you very much for your work on that, Mike, as well, too. I know we apply for every grant we can get, and I was really happy. And when you saw the list of accepted projects, I actually made a small note here. My note did include, but I know there was like 57 projects that were approved across the state of Illinois, and we're one of the few in this particular area, too. So we were fortunate to get that. And again, it's always helpful, certainly when we don't ask the taxpayers for any money, and we can help do better, do something better in the communities at the same time then, too. So again, thank you for that. Next was we need volunteers next Saturday, May 7th, over at the west side of the boat launch. The Morton Arboretum is sponsoring a mulch day. We're going to be using mulch to create sidewalks throughout the green space that was created over there. And that event goes from 9:30 in the morning until 12:30. So certainly if you're available, please join us at the boat launch for mulch day next Saturday at 9:30 in the morning. We also need volunteers the following Saturday, May 14th. Here at the village, we're going to do a village-wide cleanup day from 9 until noon on May 14th. So if you're available to come out and join us, please do so. We're going to try and pick up as much garbage as we can. May 16th, on a Monday night, we're going to have our student government night here at the village board meeting. And my assistant Becky said she's got 8 students that want to participate from all the local District 218 schools. And we'll have them select that night who's going to be mayor, clerk, and trustee, and so forth. Beth, I don't think we're going to have an attorney, and no point in sanctioning that vote and stuff, too, you know. So, yeah, but we'll have everybody else covered. And then I also got the other day another, which I think I forwarded over to finance. was we got another rebate check from, here it is, the CalSag Enterprise Zone. Again, we just, a couple weeks ago, we got a rebate of $1,000 roughly from Tarp House, who is putting a new parking lot in pretty soon over 128th Place, just east of Cicero. And we got another $831 last week from a trucking firm that's also doing some infrastructure work that is utilizing the CalSag Enterprise Zone for benefits. They basically abate your the tax on your construction materials as well as discounts on building permits and so forth then too. So we thank the CalSag Enterprise Zone for the rebates, and certainly more so is the interest in development in our town. I know this week we're supposed to have open house Thursday on the 5th at the new Gas and Wash at 127th and Costner, and I think to the public, Roger, did you hear anything more about that today at all? Yeah, I saw a sign up in front of the place that said the 6th, which would be Friday, but we were hoping to do a ribbon cutting on Thursday. We'll see what happens with that.
Typically, that's what we're looking for right now.
On Thursday.
They haven't given us the date as of yet.
Place looks great. I went through the parking lot last week and just stayed out of their way, but the place looks great. So that's all I had for notes. As far as the agenda is concerned, this evening I had a proclamation recognizing National Safe Boating Week offered by the U.S. Coast Guard Auxiliary and the Mayor's Office. We were given this notice through a third party, but again, Becky Smith confirmed through the Coast Guard this was a legit recognition, and the Coast Guard sent this to us last week. This proclamation, whereas recreational boating continues to grow, it is a popular way for millions of Americans to relax with their families, and whereas increased public participation in this healthy outdoor sport has emphasized the need for greater attention to courtesy, safety, and education to minimize incidents which lead to boating mishaps, and whereas a significant number of boaters who lost their lives by drowning would have survived had they worn a life jacket, and whereas the United States Coast Guard Auxiliary Flotilla 37-25 Division 37 of District 9 Western Region, which represents the Calumet Sag Channel and Stony Creek, supports National Safe Boating Week in partnership with the U.S. Coast Guard and National Safe Boating Council, and provides boater safety education, which results in our waterways providing a relatively safe and almost accident-free environment. Therefore, I, John D. Ryan, as Mayor of the Village of Alsip, do hereby support these goals of safe boating campaign and proclaim May 21st through the 27th, 2022 as National Safe Boating Week in the Village of Alsip, Illinois, and urge residents to always practice safe boating techniques while on our lakes and waterways. In witness thereof, I urge all those who boat to wear it and practice safe boating habits, given under my signature this second day of May 2022. So again, we appreciate the National Safe Boating Council campaign sending this to my office. I've got a little cottage up in Michigan. I was actually up there over the weekend, and people are starting to put their piers in the water and so forth, and it was kind of wild where somebody put a picture. Social media can be an amazing thing. Somebody put a picture right near my place of, and this happened at my cottage last June. We actually got hit with a microburst where it came down and just tore up about 6-8 cottages. These are seasonal cottages, uprooted over 1,000 trees. I actually picked up my 25-foot pontoon boat and threw it a city block away, landed in a residential neighborhood. Not my shore station, because I went up and looked at it real careful, but there's a shore station out there that you will definitely hit that's still in the water. And that's the thing, too, when you have tragedies like this, there's always going to be residual, like out in those waters. And, you got to get the Coast Guard or the sheriff or somebody to go out there. So, I didn't have a boat yet or anything yet, too, so I borrowed a neighbor's little paddle boat, and I went out into the lake, and I'm tying off a yellow life jacket to it so folks see this thing. It's laying right there. You stick your hand in the water a foot down, and you're going to hit this thing with your boat going by and stuff, then, too. So we all have to practice safe boating habits. I'm nervous Nelly out there all the time. There's a lot of activity out there.
Especially something like that. Wow.
Exactly. So that's all I have for this evening. We'll go to the clerk's report. Clerk Harding.
Thank you, Mayor. I have approval of the April 18th, 2022 board meeting minutes, presentation and approval of the April 25th, 2022 committee meeting minutes, and just a reminder that this Saturday, the clerk's office will be open for vehicle sticker sales from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. And that is all I have, Mayor.
All right, thank you. Tonight we have Beth Addard with us as our attorney. Beth, any report?
Nothing to report.
Okay, thank you. Engineers report, Will Dolan.
Thank you, Mayor. I have a request for approval of a resolution for maintenance under the Illinois Highway Code for the 22-23 MFT General Maintenance Program in the total amount of $1,220,000. This year's program will include bids for street resurfacing and crack sealing and the typical general maintenance items.
Thanks, Will. So we were doing our budget hearing this evening before this meeting, and just to confirm with you gentlemen, we said this year with street resurfacing, we're going to do all Millard Street, right? 122nd Place and 122nd Street? And are we doing Lawndale too? Yes. We are, okay. And then Plattner Drive over going to the boat launch?
Correct.
And then both ends of Austin, right? 127th and at Route 83 as well?
Correct.
Okay, that's it, Mike? That's what we're going to do, okay. And we're looking at some other projects right now. Will's helping us with some engineering on that. As soon as I've got that to report, I'll come back to the board with that then. How long do you think, Will, before we get that submittal in that the state was asking for?
I just need to run some numbers, so probably this week.
Great. I appreciate that. They were pretty excited last week when I talked to them. That conversation's a year old in, too, so let's see if we can get some more help. Our goal is always to try and get some great streets for everybody then, too, so let's see what we can do with that. All right, thank you, gentlemen. We have the public forum. Did anybody in the audience wish to address the board tonight? Nobody? Okay. Then we'll go to our standing committee reports. Finance and IT, Trustee McLaurin.
Thank you, Mayor. First, I have a request for approval of a list of payroll dated April 22nd, 2022, totaling $480,964.57. Next, I have a request for approval of a list of accounts payable dated May 2nd, 2022. From the recap, General Fund, $245,425.41. Road and Bridge, $33,223.68. Health Insurance, $593.44. IMRF, $16,065.33. Water and Sewer, $16,409.37. Sanitary Sewers, $1,182.90. Heritage, $61,533.64. Capital Assets, $2,507.98. Retiree Health Insurance, $41,561.38, for a grand total all funds of $418,503.13. And next, Joyce has updated numbers for us for a potential approval of gas and electric contracts for a period of 12 to 36 months. Joyce, I have one question for you, and I don't remember. Where are we at on gas right now under the current contract? You don't have that? Okay.
I do not have that, but I want to say it was pretty cheap. I want to say it's at...
I wasn't sure if it was actually
Our electric
the
rate-
30 cents that's shown on this sheet.
Yes, that's our
Okay.
current rates.
Also, I was just asking our attorney, Beth Addard, with regard to the contractual agreement that we'd have here to purchase aggregate gas and electric. Beth was saying, do we need an ordinance for this, Beth? Because these are new vendors to us.
I think because it's a new vendor, we should probably have an ordinance. Usually renewals you don't, but new vendors, it's probably a good idea to have an ordinance adopting.
Okay, well, then these rates will obviously change. So
Okay.
we probably should not take any action because we won't be able to accept this.
So what we'll do then,
Lisa, can we approve the rates and follow it up with the ordinance?
I think that would be fine. I mean, you'd just be directing us to draft an ordinance authorizing the execution of the agreement. That would be fine.
at this expense.
At this expense.
Gotcha. Okay, so
So
we're-
we can sign the contracts.
It was on the agenda, correct?
Yes.
yes. It was on the agenda to
To approve the contract?
Yes.
I think we're okay with that in order, as long as it was on the agenda, at least. we're-
approval of the gas and electric contracts for well, now, we did have 12 to 36 months. Are we agreed on 36 months with this? That's what we did last time.
I'll have to admit, my biggest concern right now, realistically, and I say, when you look at the gas rate of where we are right now, until September, and then even looking at the proposals, and as the finance director said, these change daily, I'm concerned about renewing gas right now because of how the craziness that happened in the gas market over the weekend. I think the rates are unusually high right now strictly because of world events, and again, specifically,
Oh, sure.
gas prices jumped over the weekend. I don't want to lock in for the next 3 years at something that right now is extremely high and most likely to come back down after the world settles from the overreaction.
It's a great argument. I'll give you that, because it is unpredictable right now then, too, as far as, how about this side, Ted?
I agree with Christine. No, she makes a valid point.
Just in the last year and a half, how gas prices have been so volatile under the current administration, it's just crazy.
You know, well, you know, the activity overseas, that's not going to cease anytime soon, though, too.
Exactly.
They're into this for a while.
Right.
I agree.
And I don't know, you know, granted, we might be looking at a spike right now, and like I said, you make a great argument for this one, too, at the same time.
Listen, I mean, we have until September before this expires. We could potentially keep an eye on it between now and then.
Gotcha. Well, and what's Molly saying, Joyce? The person that's doing our shopping for us.
She says the market is in chaos right now,
Yeah.
and that these are changing on an hourly basis right now. That's why she's asking if we sign this tonight. I have to send it to her tonight.
And this is a lock, so if it goes down
lock.
before our actual expiration date, we wouldn't be able to take advantage of that and stuff then, too.
Right. This is a lock.
Gotcha. You know what? I don't know if nobody's got a crystal ball, let's put it this way, 'cause there's no way for us to know, you know, like, let's say, for instance, if we waited 2 weeks to sign this at another board meeting, where are we standing in 2 weeks? So,
Well, we had some great prices 6 months ago, too, but we didn't
Right.
want to move then.
well, again, you know, you're doing that almost a year early. and-
Crystal ball.
Yeah. Yeah, what's the point in having a 3-year contract if you're going to renew in 2? That kind of thing, yeah, too. So, and I think that's where we all kind of agreed on that. We felt we were jumping too soon. But again, with the way our government is expending monies right now, it's just driving everything insanely high. I don't know. I'm not willing to throw a dice on
You
this
know,
either.
I was asked by a financial planner just 2 weeks ago. He said, why would you buy a car at the worst possible time right now when everything is so inflated? Why would you pay $2,000 or $10,000 over sticker? And that's what this is. You're looking at double of what we paid 3 years ago,
What we're paying right now.
or what we're paying now. Double. I think we should wait. And nobody has a crystal ball, but I wouldn't buy out of fear.
Obviously, when we get to our consent agenda, everybody can weigh in on that too, whether or not you want to lock in now, or do you want to wait? All right, thank you very much.
A question then for the attorney. When we get to the consent agenda, can we separate that as 2 different motions?
What, I'm sorry.
On the consent agenda, the gas and electric are tied into a single motion. Can we separate that into 2?
So that you could approve one but not the other?
Yes.
Yeah, that should be fine. It's on the agenda, but yeah, you can parse things
Okay,
out.
thank you.
Anything else, Trustee?
No, that's it, Mayor.
Okay.
Thank you.
Fire Committee, Trustee Murphy.
I have approval of an ordinance amending Chapter 9, Fire Prevention and Protection, Article 2, Fire Department, Section 9 through 32, Ambulance Service of the Municipal Code of the Village of Alsip. I also have the approval to have the village attorney draft an ordinance for the storage of lithium-ion batteries. And just to clarify, this is not a residential storage. It is a...
Commercial and industrial.
Very good. Thanks, Chief. And that's all I have, sir.
All right. The Police and Traffic Safety Committee, Trustee Dalzell's on here.
I'll take that, Mayor. Thank you. First, I have a request for approval of the March 2022 Police Department Monthly Activity Report. Next, I have a request for an approval for an ordinance amending Chapter 16 Police, Article 4 Police Department by adding Section 16 through 74 part-time police officers to the Municipal Code of the Village of Alsip. And that's all I have, Mayor.
This is a new moment here in our village yet, too. This will be the first time we're going to have, that I can recall. It might have happened a long time ago, but to have part-time village officers in here. And again, the police chief made a great, how should I say, scenario. Gave us a particular scenario. This does happen. We're kind of lean-staffed as it is. And occasionally you do have situations where you have an officer that provides protection at a hospital for whether it's a prisoner or other, and all of a sudden you're short somebody for, it could be up to a whole shift sometimes that too. So this is a necessary duty of participating part-time, so I look forward to seeing this happen. And as Joyce mentioned earlier, we took last week we received, we're going Dodge. They gave us a great number, so we got 4 new Dodge Durangos, first time we bought in squad cars now in the last 2 years or so, right? 2.5 years, I think, something like that.
Yeah, they've gotten some administrative vehicles through the seizure funds, but yeah.
Right. Okay. I saw they were striped. They're not outfitted yet, so they're still in the backyard. All right. Well, thank you. Next, we have the Public Work and Boat Launch Committee. Trustee Juarez.
No report.
All right. Everything, Mike, everything okay out at the boat launch now? Now that fishing season started and everything, too? Okay. No leaks in the washrooms or anything like that? You know, it's always a surprise at my cottage all the time, you know? Okay. Next, we have the Sewer and Water Report. Trustee Nava-Esparza.
Thank you, Mayor. I do not have any items to be voted on this evening, but just a comment in regards to Brightly, the CMMS software that I had petitioned the board to reconsider, that we should move forward in purchasing. I noticed that it was on a draft agenda, but then it's not on this evening's agenda. So I'd like to petition again at a future meeting to provide the department heads with a tool that they need to execute day-to-day tasks, and also to be proactive, and also for us as a board to make informed decisions and be strategic in regards to how we want to move forward with our resource allocation. So just again, I'm trying to provide some of the department heads with a tool, and hopefully we can bring this up for a vote, so that way we can either know if we're going to move forward with this or not, and see what alternatives exist. That's all the comment that I have in regards to my committee.
No, I had a couple of trustees called. We're going to have it on next week's agenda for committee.
Okay.
They want to just have, because when we had that presentation last week, we had so much going on. We got here at 9:30 at night or whatever, too. You know, so it was like, no, we're bringing it back up next week.
Okay.
Under committee.
Okay, I thought it was just, when I saw it removed, I thought it was like...
Oh, no, I had a couple of trustees call and say, I want to have more talk about it. Instead of doing it at a board setting like this, we'll do it in committee next week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
That's all I have.
All right. Building and Health, Trustee Prada.
Thank you, Mayor. I have a request for an approval of a fence variance for the property located at 12433 South 44th Court, Alsip, Illinois. Last week, Mr. Webb was here to voice his concern for a 5-foot fence for his property. He wishes to keep his 82-pound Siberian Husky safe and secure, and also keep the public secure. So we really do appreciate you coming in, Mr. Webb, and that's all I have, Mayor.
Okay. Yeah, I went over and looked at the same. It's certainly a reasonable request, and I, wrought iron fence, I know they're not cheap, but fortunately you can see through those and stuff yet, too, so you're not blocking the view or anything like that of anything over in that area. All right, thanks. Next, we have the Human Resource and Insurance, Trustee Murphy.
Thank you, Mayor. I have no official report other than today was the last day for Charles Correll, our our Human Resources Director, and we wish him well. I understand we have a couple of interviews coming up to potentially replace that position tomorrow.
Yes.
Yes, and that's all I have.
I had 3 appointments, one canceled, but we're going to talk to 2 other folks. I tell you what, we did see some really strong applications and some additional, how should I say, I don't want to say talents, but, obviously different skill sets with like accounting and so forth. So this may become a full-time gig again then, too, because I see a lot more value in this particular, in some of these applications. So we'll take a look at them. We're going to meet with these folks tomorrow. Joyce, are you available tomorrow for that, too?
I'm not available at 2:30. I just got pulled into a police pension issue.
Oh.
So
That's fine. So we had a couple of them tomorrow and stuff then, too. All right. Next, special committee reports. Economic Development, Trustee Nava-Esparza.
Thank you, Mayor. I do not have an item to be voted on, but just wanted to provide an update. I look at my committee as, economic development, but also through a community development lens. And I've been in communication with the Park District in regards to Hamlin Elementary's park, Progress Park. And so when I was first elected, I had brought it to the Park District's attention. The pandemic hit and so forth, and grant monies were allocated towards other projects. So it seems now that there's open communication between the school district and the Park District in regards to making updates to Progress Park. So hopefully that can, get some momentum and modernize some of the equipment there.
I agree. I mean, it's a great area, and it could use a shot like the other parks do and stuff then, too, so.
Yeah, just wanted to provide that update.
Oh, good for you. Yeah, good.
Thank you.
No, we've talked about that before, where there's only one designated park east of Pulaski that's over there then, too, and you gotta make it great, period. I mean, it's like anything else. I know they do a nice job of moving things around every season. They attack another area, but that's great that you're on top of that and stuff, and too. Next, Village Properties, Trustee McLaughlin.
I have no report this evening, Mayor.
Okay. I do know, again, just as a reminder, they're going to get ready for the summer break pretty soon, but the Heritage 2 folks meet at the third Saturday of every month at 10 o'clock, so I think it's the 21st they meet at 10 o'clock again, too. Next, ordinance and legislation, Trustee Peretta.
No report this evening, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. And then we'll go to planning and zoning and licenses, Trustee Juarez.
I have an approval of the list of licenses dated April 11th, 2022 through April 22nd, 2022. That's all, Mayor.
All right. Did anybody have any presentations, petitions, or communications? None? Did anyone wish to remove anything from the consent agenda?
I'd like to remove letter F, Mayor.
Okay. Anybody else? Can I get a motion then to establish a consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call number 1 to establish consent agenda. Trustee Dalzell is absent. Trustee Juarez?
Yes.
Trustee McLaughlin?
Yes.
Trustee Murphy?
Yes.
Trustee Nava-Esparza?
Yes.
Trustee Peretta?
Yes.
Motion carries to establish consent agenda.
All right. Now, can I get a motion then, please, to approve the consent agenda as presented?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call number 2 to approve consent agenda as presented. Trustee Dalzell is absent. Trustee Juarez?
Yes.
Trustee McLaughlin?
Yes.
Trustee Murphy?
Yes.
Trustee Nava-Esparza?
Yes.
Trustee Peretta?
Yes.
Motion carries to approve consent agenda as presented.
Okay, Madam Clerk, do we need the ordinance numbers?
Yeah, I was on.
Oh, I'm sorry, I totally forgot about that. I was spacing out. Item G, approval of an ordinance amending Chapter 9, Fire Prevention and Protection, Article 2, Fire Department, Section 9 through 32, Ambulance Service of the Municipal Code of the Village of Alsip will now be known as Ordinance 2022-05-1. Item I, approval of an ordinance amending Chapter 6, Police, Article 4, Police Department by adding Section 16 through 74, part-time police officers, to the Municipal Code of the Village of Alsip will now be known as Ordinance 2022-05-2.
All right, thank you. We'll go back to the item that was removed, letter F. The approval of the electric and gas contracts for either a 12 or 36-month period. For the the electric carrier being Freepoint Electric, and the gas carrier being Santana Energy. And Trustee McLaurin, obviously, what you had just asked, you wanted to separate those two?
I want to separate it into two motions.
Okay,
yes, ma'am.
so let's discuss first then the electric carrier being Freepoint Energy. And before we have any discussion on this yet, too, did I have a motion and a second to approve a contract with this carrier? We can discuss how many months.
I'll make the motion to approve the electric contract. I'll stop there.
Okay. Is there a second to that?
Second.
Okay, so roll call number 3.
Questions?
Oh,
I'm sorry, I apologize, you're right.
oh,
That's
you
what
have
I was
questions,
saying.
I'm sorry.
All right, so
I just want to clarify, the amount that's in the motion, Joyce, is 0637 under electric, and yet the amount on the handout for tonight is 05912. If we go with 36 months?
That is correct.
So I just want to make sure that I am not approving 0637, I'm approving 05912 pending signing of the contract this evening.
I'm sorry, where do you see 0637?
On the
Right here
agenda.
On the agenda. It was probably just carried over from last week, I'm assuming.
I'm sorry. Yeah, no, it's 05912.
Okay.
And so the public understands this yet too, is without speaking in kilowatts, because that means nothing to anybody, and with regard to the electric that we're talking about here, this way actually affects, as far as village properties are concerned, this is no choice, they didn't put the property addresses back on here, did they?
It's because we got single-sided this time.
Yeah, they did not include the...
I know we had in our last report,
Actually,
so,
on the very back page,
no, this one didn't have a choice.
I'm sorry, I have the contract here, and the contract has it listed on the very back page.
How many locations were on there again? Was it like 10?
9.
9 locations? And again, the email that we were sent, Constellation is the most competitive supplier with a 36-month term for this commodity. We are comparing these rates against ComEd default rate for 0 to 100 kilowatts per hour request. With that rate to compare, there are savings on the 36-month term contract of about $86,000 annually. I've requested the 36-month term contract from Constellation. Please let the board know that ComEd just updating their fixed rate, and they went up by about 20%. So the supplier rate is still a lot better than a utilities rate. So I just wanted to, so everybody understood. We had this in our packets just so the public understood this then too. So even for the 9 properties that we're identifying with there, the total cost on that annually for these 9 properties that qualify would be $164,000, 864, Joyce? That's what we're looking at here?
864?
No, 164,000,
For the electric?
$834. Is that what I'm looking at right here on this front page?
I'm looking at over 36 months, we're going to save about
We're going
85,000.
to save that, but I'm saying the annual contract expense.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
I'm just talking
Wrong
overall
column.
numbers. The
Wrong
contract expense is 164, but we're actually saving $84,000.
Correct.
Okay.
This one doesn't expire until December, so we have...
So would it be the will of the board, and we can do a consensus on this to be sure, but would it be the will of the board, do you want to commit to a 36-month, thank you, 36-year, a 36-month contract with, for electric, aggregate electric? Or does anybody want to go with less?
Well, to get that price, you've got to go with 36 months.
Right. Right.
Or we can hold off as well on this one, since the contract is good till December.
The question then is, how long do we wait?
Well, that's where I was going with the whole conversation. It's like, we don't know if this is going to last a year or 3 years, but right now, when I understand it's spiking, I don't know that it's going to get any better, and none of us do.
I mean, my personal thought on it was we're not seeing the crazy volatility on electric that we're seeing on gas. And if our consultant is telling us that now is a good time to do that, then...
That's what I'm saying. She's recommend, of course, it's a salesperson talking, but at the same time, she's also talking about the savings involved in this. And I hate to think that we went from just over $83,000 in savings, and all of a sudden we look up 6 months from now and we got half of that or something. Then too, so you folks are voting on it. I vote in the event of a tie, but it would be my recommendation we go with the 36 months to make sure that we're locking in at a fair rate.
I'd be in favor of signing on now and saving the 85 grand.
Right.
That's me.
So that would be the motion then, is as we have a motion and a second to approve the contract, but at 36 months. Okay. Can you call the roll, please?
Sure. And this is to approve, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So roll call
For the electric.
number 3, item F, for the electric carrier, Freepoint Energy, at .05912 for 36-month contract. Trustee Dalzell is absent. Trustee Juarez?
Yes.
Trustee McGlowhorn?
Yes.
Trustee Murphy?
Yes.
Trustee Navas-Sparza?
Yes.
Trustee Peretta?
Yes.
Motion carries to approve item F for the electric carrier for 36 months.
And that's what, Clerk Harding, what you were saying, that was the rate at kilowatts.
Yes.
So, like I said, that what their annual contract expense is going to be $164,834. So next, we would, regarding gas, again, the note that we had here was IGS is the most competitive supplier for, the IGS is the most competitive supplier on the 36-month term, and there are savings of about $73,000, which is about 45%, when compared to NICOR's May 2022 rate of $1 and almost $1.01 per therm. Credit is approved for IGS, and I have requested a 36-month term contract from IGS as well. The utility rate for the gas has gone up even more than the competitive market. So again, she's pushing for a 36-month term with a savings of about $73,000 with this particular gas aggregate for natural gas for these same 9 qualified properties that the village owns. So just to simplify the conversation, does the board wish to approve a contract with this provider for 36 months And again, IGS Energy, they're saying the annual contract expense is about $87,000. It's $87,707, with a savings, like I said, of roughly $73,000 on this yet, too.
It's a savings of $73,000 compared to NICOR. However, it's double what we're currently paying.
Right. Right. As she said, it's almost 45% cheaper.
But not to what we're paying now.
Right.
So, no.
So, did anybody have any opinion on 36 month?
I think we should wait.
Agree.
I think we
My
should wait
preference
altogether.
is to wait.
Well, I'll ask the same question then, like how long, like I agree with the points that are being, we're having a discussion, but how long do we wait? Do we revisit this?
Till there's significant savings. I think we should use this as a benchmark, and then
Well, right now...
Joyce can pick up the bat phone and call everyone and, and say, hey, get in here, we got to sign this thing.
But right now, like she says, if NICOR is at $1, almost $1.01 per therm, and you're only at, call it 60 cents here for the same, well, why wouldn't you take advantage of that right now?
Because the market is so volatile right now, and it's double of what we're paying now.
The 12-month would have been 75 cents. And, so in other words, there's only a 25% savings there, but you're looking at over a 40 or 45% savings going with the 36-month program. But, go ahead, Trustee Prada.
No, it's just like playing the stock market. Anything you do is a gamble, but, you're going with what you have now. As of right now, it is a savings. As of right now, it does make sense. Are we guaranteed this rate, Joyce? If we
Yes.
signed on tonight, tomorrow,
I will have it in her inbox tonight,
and she
she's
would
going to
guarantee that rate.
file it tomorrow morning.
If our government, like everything we've been reading about, if they reach into our backup, into our supply, and we start selling that, they're going to raise the cost on this stuff even more.
It is the stock market.
Yeah.
If Russia decides to put off a nuke, our natural gas prices could change a lot.
At least this would be easier to budget for. You're locked in at a price.
Right.
And if you want to keep the term shorter, keep the term shorter.
The 24-month was 64 cents as opposed to, call it 60 cents. But again, savings-wise, you're saving what they're estimating right now. The difference being, the difference rather between the two of them, it was $178,000, call it $179 at 24 months, and $165 at 36 months. So again, you're saving $14,000 committing to the 36-month program per year. Actually, just for the 1 year, because that's a 24 versus a 36. So you're saving $14,000 doing something like that.
This one has the most pressure on it because it is due in September. So it's a roll of the dice to say prices are going to go up or down. There is no guarantee.
And doesn't gas traditionally go up in the winter?
Yes, it does.
Mm-hmm.
And vice versa in the summer?
Mm-hmm.
Except for maybe this year.
Except for this year.
I stand corrected, too. We had the two sheets here. I was just reading the electric thing. I apologize. The gas overall cost annually was $87,000, like I said originally, $87,707 for a 36-month commitment versus a 24-month commitment was $94,000. So it was really a difference of about maybe $5,000 or $6,000 for the 1 year. So let's put it this way. As a consensus, did everyone want to commit to a 24-month program or at 36? I guess that's what we want to figure out here.
I think my preference is still to wait.
As is mine.
To delay?
I would.
Well, then, can I, I'm going to ask somebody if they want to make a motion in a second to approve. So, is there a motion and a second to approve? Let's put it this way. First off, to commit to anything at this point.
I'll make the motion.
Okay. Is there a second?
I'll second.
All right. So we have a motion and a second to approve. Now we just need to determine how many months. And with Trustee Navas-Barza, you made the motion to approve. Did you have an opinion on how many months that you want to do? They got 12, 18, 24, or 36?
I'd be in favor of 36,
Okay.
but I'm open to 24 as well. I mean, if anyone else wants to chime in, but I would prefer the longer term.
Okay. You made the second on that, Trustee Peretta. Did you have an opinion on that at all?
Well, I was geared to maybe 18 months. I mean, we're still saving. And then by that time, you know, we can also make another decision at that point to see how the gas prices are at that time. So, I mean, the difference between 18 months and 24 months is 4/100ths of a cent. So, either
Well,
way.
let's put it this way. We already heard some other discussion, and I apologize, we should have asked for the motion in a second before discussion, but that's okay. Bottom line is, it seems like the majority wants to defer anyway. I wanted to hear what you folks had to say as far as where you wanted to be. So I guess, even on the low side, if we have a motion in a second, if we were to agree on 18 months, just to see if this has any traction, I guess that's where we're at this point then, too.
Okay.
All right. So I would ask the clerk to take the roll and to approve a contract with IGS Energy for a period of 18 months for gas aggregate supply.
IGS is 12 or 36.
I apologize. You're right, Santana. You're right.
Santana.
Can you tell me the
18 or
cost?
24.
I
The
don't have
cost,
that paper.
cost on that would be $99,889
Per year.
per year. Well, it's for 18 months.
Okay, so...
Could you say that one more time? I'm sorry.
For 18 months of service, the annual cost would be $99,889. And that's supposed to be a projected annual savings of $60,000.
Okay, so roll call number 4 is to approve item F with the gas carrier for Santana Energy at an annual cost of $99,889 for an 18-month contract. Trustee Dalzell is absent. Trustee Juarez?
No.
Trustee McLaughlin?
No.
Trustee Murphy?
No.
Trustee Navas-Barza?
Yes.
Trustee Peretta?
Yes.
Motion does not carry
Right.
to approve.
So at this time, we do not have a new contract for natural gas for the 9 properties that qualified. If and when the costs change, or if somebody wants to bring this back to the table, it can be reconsidered at another time, but at this time, that motion failed. All right, so did anyone have any unfinished business? Any new business? You know, I have one item I wanted to talk about real quick. I spoke to Gary Perlman earlier today. Gary helped us about a year or so ago. We've got a property that the village owns where we leveled a house at 3725 West 120th Place. And last year when we put it out there to resell this property, it's
Didn't get any
been
bids.
leveled and available. The cost on this property was appraised at $60,000. And originally we went to auction with it. Nobody made an offer. And then we went to for sale by owner for the last 6 months. We haven't had an offer. I was out there last week taking a look at the property to reevaluate what we do next. I had a neighbor come out and speak to me and said they would be interested in purchasing their property, but I says, well, it was appraised at $60,000, and they said, well, I won't give you that, and their verbal expression, I don't have it in writing just yet, but the verbal expression I was given was significantly less, okay? So, at this time, I'd like to see a development take place there. Would the board want me to negotiate with this party and see if we can get that number up, or would it be better for us just to engage with a realtor? And obviously, I'll have a realtor put together an engagement, and I'll bring that to the board for approval. The commissions on this aren't going to be much. It's only maybe a $60,000 purchase. But do we try and get more money for that property through a realtor as opposed to negotiating for less money?
Before I comment, I have to disclose that I am a licensed real estate broker, and I do not have any agency with anything that I say or ask. But so how long has the property been on the market for?
We've been trying to get rid of this for over a year.
Okay. And then who did the appraisal?
I don't have the company's name. It was I don't have the company's name in front of me, but it was a professional appraiser that did it and everything. We've got a whole folder on it and everything too.
Okay, yeah. If the board could know what the offer is, I think I wasn't provided any information as to what that was, or for us to be able to make a decision.
I don't want to publicly disclose it right now, though, because
no, I
it is a
understand.
real estate sale. So
no, I understand. So, but we don't really have much information to work with unless we do engage with a broker.
That's why I wouldn't sell out to the person for the number they gave, but it was significantly less than what we were asking.
Maybe you'd be willing to waive your commission, trustee.
No, that'd be an ethics violation. I'm not willing to be on the paper for that.
So, we can do a consensus here. If I can engage with a local realtor and bring back an engagement letter for the board to approve, we can do that at our next meeting. Otherwise, like I said, I can negotiate with this person, but I don't think we're going to get them up much. I think the number they gave was less.
And we already went to auction on this, correct? And there were no bidders?
Yes.
I would say go with the realtor.
How about you folks?
I agree.
I'll abstain.
Yeah.
No, I agree with Trustee Murphy.
Well, then, I would ask for a consensus then, Clerk Harding from the board, asking that the mayor engage with a local realtor to market that property, and I'll bring, like I say, an engagement letter here for you folks to approve from the realtor.
Okay, so, excuse me, roll call number 5 is a consensus for the mayor to engage with a local realtor about selling the property at 3725 West 120th Place. I'm sorry, the lot, correct?
Yes, it's an
empty lot. Trustee Dalzell is absent. Trustee Juarez?
Yes.
Trustee McGlawhorn?
yes,
Trustee Murphy?
Yes.
Trustee Navas Sparza?
Yes.
Trustee Peretta?
Yes.
You have your consensus.
Thank you very much. So, like I said, board, I'll bring you back an offer letter with conditions and everything else from the realtor, and you folks can approve that at the next board meeting then too in a couple of weeks. All right, can I get a motion to adjourn?
so moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. We're going to adjourn this meeting then at 8:25 p.m. And thanks for joining us tonight, folks. Have a great night.